incredibly honored to introduce our next guest, Governor Kathy Hochul. I just have to say, when women get in leadership, shit happens. Good things happen. Powerful things happen. Governor Hochul is a fierce champion of equality and a lifelong public servant. Starting with her position on her local town board and then as Erie County Clerk, she successfully ran for a subsequently served as a member of Congress for New York's 26th Congressional District. Her time as Lieutenant Governor gave her greater context for what the state's needs, and she has carried that knowledge and experience with her as governor. Governor Hochul has not just been an ally of the LGBTQ+ community. She has used her position to show the world how to turn allyship into advocacy. While governor, she has rolled out a $22 million housing program creating LGBTQ+ affirming spaces for formerly unhoused queer youth. Yep. She has also fought to expand legal LGBTQ+ protection bills in the state. And we know she's just getting started. Governor Hochul is committed to advancing equity and to building a New York that is welcoming to all. So join me, please. Please welcome the 57th governor of the great state of New York and the first woman to ever hold that position, Kathy Hochul.
Good evening. I'm a straight white female, but I'm the greatest ally you're ever going to have. Sorry for the hoarse voice. I've been speaking nonstop for 8 solid months, but I have a lot of energy here. I feel like I've spent the whole night walking around apologizing for taking Casey Ryan from HRC. Can you guys start forgive me for that once and for all? Please, I'm sorry. I needed him. I needed him. And I also say, it is so tough to follow Chuck Schumer. I don't have a fancy tie. I don't have the damn socks. I just got these really sparkly shoes. Do these count for anything? So to Joni, thank you. I heard your impassioned speech at the beginning, and boy, you better give a lot of money to Joni because she's going to beat you up outside. Jody Patterson, our chair, and Morgan Cox, our other chairs, and I want to thank all of you for being extraordinary leaders, and I had a chance to get to know many of you on those fights we had in our state capitol. One of the greatest champions that you'll ever want to have, and someone I consider a true friend, Senator Brad Hoylman, I believe, is in the House, and if he's not, he's here in spirit. Senator, you here? We are just walking around a farmer's market this afternoon, but I'll never forget when I see him. When I was presiding over the Senate as Lieutenant Governor, agenda came to the floor, and he gave one of the most heartwarming speeches. You actually could see tears in the eyes of Republicans. Have you ever seen that? All right, I just made that part up. That didn't really happen. But you really touched people's hearts and their souls, and I was so honored to be there to preside over that. And when we banned the law against walking while trans, you mean you can't walk down the street? Come on, people. So we banned that as well. We're continuing to take this fight to the streets. But I want to tell you something that just happened to me a couple hours ago, and you're the first to hear this. You think about transformative moments in our lives. I became a grandma 2 hours ago. And thank you. I don't look older already, do I? Okay, just checking. But what that meant, I realized that whatever I do from this moment forward has an effect on my grandchild's life. And that is a profound feeling, that tiny little baby that I've not had a chance to meet yet, because I don't have a lieutenant governor, I can't leave the state. That's my problem, I'll deal with it. You are a fun crowd. I gotta tell you, you're a fun crowd. But I thought about the world this baby is entering into. And I wanted this baby to enter a world in 2022 that was full of love and compassion and tolerance and embraces individuality and diversity and people's individual human rights. And I want to make sure that even though I couldn't welcome this baby into the world in that environment, when that baby grows up to be a teenager and in her 20s and 30s, becomes an adult, I want her to know that the world changed. That we went from this place where there's states like Florida that are so heartless that they'll say you can't even say gay in schools. I don't want her to grow up in that kind of world. I want that banished. I want new leadership in Florida. Let's start with that. That'll change people's attitudes and make them feel full of love and not hate. And I just ask these questions. What's wrong with trans kids playing sports? Don't you want them to grow up strong and healthy and competitive and be able to take on life's challenges? What are you afraid of? Well, I'm asking these questions, but I'm also in a position to do something about it because this is New York. New York always leads. 1848, we said, women, you are no longer going to be the property of a man, but you can have an independent life. We started that journey, a long journey, but for women's rights here in the state of New York. Fast forward to Stonewall. We are so proud that the state of New York is the home of the LGBTQ movement right here. And we had reproductive health rights in this state 3 years before Roe v. Wade. It started here in New York State, the largest big state, to have that right. I'm standing here to protect those rights and to protect that movement. And I stand shoulder to shoulder with the Human Rights Campaign to make that sure that's a reality, not just here in New York, but across the nation. I literally feel bad for people living in those other states. I say to you in Florida and Texas, I got plenty of room for you. I'll send a plane down and pick you up. Come on. And women worried about reproductive health, come on. This is your safe harbor. This is your safe place. So thank you. Thank you for investing in this organization. Thank you for making sure that this is one of the powerhouses politically, because a human rights campaign, I know everybody focuses on the first two words. I love human rights. But it's all about the campaign. And a campaign means you support those who are with you and you defeat those who are not with you. That's what a real campaign is all about. Let's take it to the streets. Let's win in November and have representatives who cherish your rights. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening.